What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Technovi, the #1 channel for your tech tutorials, news, and reviews. My name is Viraj Das, and I just want to take a quick second to welcome all the new Unreal Engine 5 users who moved over from Unity, who completely messed up their pricing, to Unreal Engine 5. So, welcome. And now to begin the tutorial. So, what are we doing today? Well, we are going to be using Unreal Engine 5.3, of course. Beautiful stuff right there. To create a environment using Quixel Megascan assets we can find in the marketplace, and by the end, we will have this beautiful mountain scene to show off to all your friends. Alright, I can't wait any longer. Let's go! So the first thing you need to do to create the amazing scene that we're going to have is to first download and install Unreal Engine, and then we're going to click the mystical button right here, Launch. And you'll notice that it pulls up this beautiful image that we can enjoy until the window opens up. Then we're going to go ahead and click Games, Third Person, Ray Tracing, if your computer can handle it. And then go ahead and choose a project location. I like mine. And then name it. Something like, oh my goodness, where's my typing today? Mountain scene. I cannot type today. Okay, remember, no spaces, no special characters, nothing. Okay? And then, once you have everything ready, go ahead and click Create. And this part will take a bit, so I will join you once we're ready. Ah yes, the picture to enjoy again. And we are in. So just go ahead and click Dismiss down here. And welcome to the Unreal Engine editor. So, then the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and click File, New Level, because as much as I love the third person template, we don't need any of this right now. So, go ahead and click on Empty Level. Okay, so what have we here? The Abyss. What do we want? Not the Abyss. So, we're going to go ahead and click Window, and we're going to open up the Environment Light Mixer. For you, it should look like this. I personally like to dock it down here at the bottom. But we're only going to have it for a second or two. So just go ahead and spam these buttons right here. And you'll see it gives us the clouds, the sun, the fog that hides the darkness behind it. And we are ready to begin creating our world. Now, keep in mind a few things. Keep in mind the lighting that you'd want if you want a nice day scene like this. If you hold Control and L, you can move the sun. Or do you want like a dawn or dusk kind of scene, right? So keep that in mind, but we can change later, so don't worry about that. Now the first thing we want to do is we do want to get Quixel assets. So just go ahead, click Control Space. That's professional shortcut right there. It's really basic. But go ahead and click Add, and add Quixel content. Make sure you're logged in up here, which I am not. So, good stuff. I'm going to join you back once I'm logged in. And I am logged in, good to go. So, what you want to do is you want to go into 3D assets, maybe nature, because mountain scenes are nature, if I am not mistaken. Now, actually, they're just like industrial or something. No, they're nature. So, just explore all of these different assets. Quixel Megascans, there are so many good stuff to choose from. Go to embankments, find something. Go to, I don't know, rock, find something. And all you have to do is, let's say I wanted, has to be something really cool. But let's go back to embankment. I want something mossy, good looking. So let's say I wanted this thing. Now, a really good thing to note is these three down here. So, this first one shows the size in comparison to a normal human being, and this tells you that it's open. So, that means at the bottom of this, there will be nothing. You can see right through it. Now, I do not want to download this at medium quality because we're using Unreal. That would not be using Unreal Engine 5.3 to its full potential. So we are going to click nanite. Yeah, okay, good stuff. And then we're going to click download. Now keep in mind, this can take a while. So be ready for that. Should be done. All right. I wasn't kidding when when I said I would take a long time. Oh, that took some time. Okay. Then now, we can always click the add button, but that's kind of boring, isn't it? So, just make the Quixel Bridge window smaller. You'll notice that you can still move around in the editor without minimizing that, so that's pretty good. And then, all you have to really do is just close that. Grab the downloaded asset and just drag and drop. Now, keep in mind, things will freeze. Things will freeze for sure. Give it a second. And here we are! Isn't this awesome? Look at the quality of that thing! Oh my goodness. So good. Okay, back in Quixel Bridge. That looks so low resolution, but okay. Back in Quixel Bridge. Now just keep doing that. As you can see, I have a lot of downloaded assets. You might want to find like the really, really big ones, since this is going to be really, really big. And just go ahead, download, and add them in or drag them and drop them. And I'm going to do that, and I'll see you when you're done with it. All right, so now that I have them all downloaded and into my project, you could check all of them, by the way, if you go under Megascans, 3D assets, and ka-ching. I know it's not money, but it's pretty much worth money. And you could just go into any of these folders and check out these assets. I mean, look at them. They're beautiful as long as you put them on nanite quality. Don't forget that. Key part of everything. And you can visualize how many how much this and everything crashed. Okay. I'm gonna try that again. Yeah, skip restore. This okay. Okay, good. So we still have all of our Megascans downloaded and installed, so don't worry. If yours crashed, you don't need to do that. But we will need to go back to new level, create environment light mixer. Bam, 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 bam. Done. Easy. Now, just so that doesn't happen again, I'm just gonna close that. You go to File. No, actually, Edit, Project Settings, and then go to Texture, Streaming. Bye bye. So you don't get any of those red error notifications. And then let's try this again. Hopefully Unreal does not crash. Let's put this gigantic tundra terrain. Huge. I really underestimated this. This is humongous. Okay, so what we can do is click R, or just click up here, and make it a whole lot smaller. In fact, I'm just going to turn off snapping there. It's humongous. Yeah, so, right, we have this ground. Looks pretty good. And then all you need to do is you just need to keep dragging out different assets, making whatever looks good. And since we are making a mountain scene, whatever looks mountainous. Yeah, that should do the trick. And then, I don't know, just put random things, see what works, see what doesn't work. That's the fun of it. Like, see, I'm thinking this is working, right? Now, keep in mind, you do not want these. It breaks the immersion. So actually, I'm just gonna turn off all snapping. Kind of gets annoying sometimes. You do not want them. Look, see? Now, I get it. The transition is kind of hard. So, there are multiple ways of fixing that, and the easiest one is, no way. Oh, oops, I double clicked it. No way. Putting more assets. And by the end of it, you should have a really cool looking scene. Now, don't worry, it will not look like anything at all at the beginning. But trust me on this. You cannot go wrong. No, oops. Okay. You cannot go wrong at all. Just keep putting different things out there. See what looks good. See what doesn't. Like, this looks decent there, but and it's just that decent. But maybe we can put. I think we ought to put this. What's the harm in putting it again? That's the harm. Too much repetitiveness. Okay, let's see. Is that the same thing? The key is to really sell it, though. Make it seem so real, and keep in mind, reality is random. So don't pressure yourself too much. But as you go on, you will notice, hey, things are starting to look pretty good. Pretty real, huh? So all you need to do is just keep copying and pasting, adding different assets, and it should look pretty good by the time you're done. Again, hard transition here, so you might just want to ease out of it. And remember, rotation is key to making things look different from other things. Bring it up a little bit. See? Things are already starting to come together. So had this been my camera angle, I think we could do pretty good with this. But this might be a bit too high, so we'll just rotate that, right? And I don't know, something's missing. Let's see. What else can we do? I don't think I added this thing. No, I have not. That actually does a lot. Yeah. So now we have two levels. We have foreground, middle ground. We do not have a background. No. This cannot do. This cannot do at all. So, there's one asset I really have in mind. If we go back to the Quixel bridge, which I think I already had installed, uninstalled, open. And this mountain right here, gigantic sandstone terrain. Just go ahead and add that. No, download it if you haven't already. Download and add. And there we go. It's added. Just gonna minimize that in case I ever want to go back and add something more. And then back in Megascans 3D assets, it should be by the same name. This was the first thing. Okay, and when they said gigantic, they were not kidding. Move that back there. So if we were to come back, doesn't look right. But that's fine. Make it smaller. And since this is not creating level for a video game, yes, it's completely fine to have all this blank space with nothing there. And yeah, so around now is where you want to find that right camera angle. I want all the elements, so foreground, background, maybe that could be good. And so then what we can do is we can hit Control 1, and that would add a bookmark right there. So then all you have to do is hit 1, and there you are. Now don't worry, we will add a camera later. We're going to add trees, plants, all of that good stuff. But right now we'll just focus on the rocks. So that does look okay. Again, everything's changeable. It's all whatever you like personally. And so say I didn't like the material of this, which spoiler, I don't. We can always go back to Quixel Bridge, find a surface. Let's say I wanted ground. I probably want forest. And let's see what I already have installed. I downloaded. Add. There we go. It's in there. And you can find it under Megascans, surfaces. There it is. So if we check it on there, how does that look? A lot better. I'm actually going to add that onto this one too. Worked out pretty well. But I think it's a bit too close. Just need to find that right axis. Yeah. And see, the beauty of Unreal Engine 5 is this is thanks to the atmospheric height fog. We also have that nice effect where mountains get bluer as they go into the distance. So basically, all you have to do is just keep tweaking this environment. I mean, rock formation wise, until you have what you want. And if you don't like a material, I might go back and change this later on. But if you don't like material, change it. It's all up to what you like. Isn't that awesome? So, let's just say I like this for now. We can handle the mountains in the background later on. And I do like this. And I do not like this camera angle, so we can change it. Maybe something like that would do, right? And you could reset it by just hitting Control 1 in the new spot, and it'll go there. Then, probably should have done this before, but under exponential height fog, it should be, in the details panel, it should be a volumetric fog. You can already see some things happening. You probably don't know what is, though. So if we increase the fog density, and fog height fall off should decrease, then you'll notice if we... Where's our sun? You will notice more of these volumetric lighting, or some people call them God rays. And it looks pretty cool, actually. But again, all up to personal preference. I think it looks pretty cool. Maybe some angle like... Yep, that's it. That's the one. Lighting, you see those? Huh? Right? So good. Then, what we can do is, if we go back to the Epic Games launcher, and into Marketplace, we can search for Megascan trees. These are the best, highest quality free trees out there. Look at these beauts. These beauties. We can randomly pick any of these, really. They're all so good. By the looks of them, I guess we can go with not these. Ah, yes, the European hornbeam. That could work. Click. And now, keep in mind, these file sizes are massive. 10 gigabytes. Bye-bye. So, just be careful with what you get. Alright, so while that is downloading, which, yes, it still is, I went ahead and finally made some changes, and I'm finally satisfied with the layout of everything. I did end up going with that mountain in the background, with, yes, the texture that the material that we downloaded. And I removed the rock right here, and I turned this one. I just duplicated this one to go right there. And this is the layout I'm going with. And if you notice here, yes, they're not connected because no, this is not a video game level. And don't forget, this is a really, really important part. Save your level. I'm just going to call this level. Save your level because Unreal can crash at any time and you want to be ready for that. You do not want to start all of this over again. Alright, I'm going to continue waiting for this to install and I'll be back. Alright, we are back. You'll know when it's done when it in download says you have no tasks, but you can really be sure when wrong button. When you hit Control Space and you'll see the European Hornbeam inside your project. So just go ahead, click into there, go into Geometry, Simple Wind, and just bring in anything. Look at that beauty right there. And these can be fully adjusted to your needs. That looks actually really good right there. Anything else? And yes, they do take a little bit to load. At least you can watch their loading process. When you see this, don't fear. It is, if you look down here, preparing textures. So, all good. Go ahead, bring that down. Yeah, totally into the rocks, because that's how nature works. So, I mean, who knows, right? But on normal occasions, you do not find trees inside rocks. Or at least not in my experience. And already this looks so much better. But let's take it up a notch. So, of course, we can add different bushes and things, and that 100% adds... Oh, clicking the wrong button. Adds that realism aspect that we're looking for most times. In this case, it's not working. Oh, what happened to the tree? No, we lost our tree. That's fine. There we go. We'll let it do its thing. Get it into position right there. Perfect. Look at that. All you do is just keep bringing in these trees and we'll be good. A tree maybe back here. The whole point of this is just to make it look like nature, like make it look real. Now, if it's not going to be on camera, there's no point in doing it, so we need to find a different slot where it works. Like that, there. And so all we have to do is we just have to keep adding these trees and bushes and, yes, even individual branches and leaves. But let's take it up a notch. Again, we shall go to our good friend Quixel Bridge, and we'll find 3D plants. And here are all the awesome plants we have. I already have some downloaded. These are all I have downloaded. And so we just, bam, add them in. Let's bring them in. So I'm adding this tundra grass here, letting that sink its way in. All of these different assets. Then I'll add this wild grass because that looks fire. And I think that'll be good for this level. We can always come back. But in Quixel, in the Megascans folder, under 3D plants, there we go. All of this ready to be painted on. That's right, I said painted. Because we are going to be, unlike these trees, which of course we can use the method that I'm about to show you, but I like hand placing them. But for each individual blade of grass, I personally like painting the foliage on. So let's just go ahead and enable all the ones we want. Actually, I don't want these ones. I would want this, 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 this. I'm just gonna keep saying this for all these beautiful assets that the team at Quixel has provided us. And again, these are totally free. They come with the engine, and they are so helpful to have. My mind is blown about all of these Quixel assets. Oh. Well, we are going to need a bigger brush size. Which, oh, yeah, there we go. I finally realized. Yeah, so make sure single instance mode is not enabled. And now you will be able to paint grass on. Look at that. I know. Mind blowing. So we could just go ahead and kind of get lazy with that a little bit. Just that little bit there. But just go ahead, paint the grass where it would make sense, you know, not on top of rocks like that, which of course is not possible on Earth, but on if you are making a different planet or some fantasy world or something, which by the way, gotta love fantasy worlds, then yeah, go ahead. But on Earth, that does not naturally occur. And as you can see, these trees and these foliage assets, the grass, have taken this level to new heights. Sounds like a marketing campaign, but it's really good. Look at that. Ah, it's beautiful. And now, the big question to ponder upon is, how do I share it with the world without sending them this giant Unreal Engine 5 file, or without packaging the game in which our character literally just falls through the ground? Which, of course, we can add collision to all this, but since this is just going to be a rendered video, now the question is, how do we render the video? So, the first thing we need to do is, right now, we only have a bookmark location for our view, but we do not have a camera. So what we are going to do is, we're going to bring in a camera. So just go into the quickly add to the project. Under cinematic, you should see Cine Camera Actor. Look at that. See, it has depth of field and everything. It's so cinematic. And then all we have to do is right click on it and snap object to view. Bam. There we go. Now, I do actually want to pilot so we can see everything that this beautiful camera sees, and this does not see what we wanted to see. So, first, there are a lot of these presets, and the best, in my opinion, is 16:9 DSLR, or all of these 16:9 ones are pretty good, but again, my personal opinion, DSLR, fantastic. And then make the focal length smaller, make it appear more natural. Oh, you can see the problems with lumen there. Still not perfect, but don't worry, lumen's getting there. Just try to hide that as much as possible. And then what we can do is we can actually, no, I'll do that in the sequence, but now that we have the camera set up, there's another thing that we have to do to make this scene look fabulous. Under the quickly add to the project, under volumes, go ahead and add the post-process volume. And it currently will only affect things inside this tiny box right here. So, under details, go to infinite extent unbound. So now it's infinitely everywhere. Cause that totally makes sense. That sentence. Then go to exposure. We do not want auto exposure, we want manual. Look at that beauty. We can totally see everything. And just go ahead and adjust the exposure to what just seems right. Actually, would be a good idea to, again, pilot. And then under post-process volume, just find a nice exposure that's not like this, and that's not like this. Somewhere that it looks cinematic, and that it looks real at the same time. I think I've hit the sweet spot right there. Yeah, that's the stuff. And just go ahead and play with all these things. We can add bloom. Of course, we probably don't need to in this scene. Lens flares, yes. Key. Lens flares. Except we can't see the sun, but it's still a good touch. And I think for now that we can add some chromatic aberration. Not too much, but make it just enough. Yeah, that's good. And that should be everything that we want to add. Yeah. Now, what we're going to do is we are... Oh, yeah, see? There. You can already see the flares in action right there. Next thing to do is, now that we have our camera and post-processing ready, it's time to turn it into a blockbuster movie ready for the viewing in other people's homes. Yeah, we'll go with that. So, we're going to go ahead and create a level sequence. I'm not going to change the name because this is the only level sequence we're going to have in this project. Drag in the cine camera actor. And let's try to... We'll find a nice movement into this. So, keyframe. Don't forget to keyframe things. Then, move it to wherever you want to move it. I like here. Go ahead and keyframe that. And then, toward the ending of it, I want it to kind of move up into the trees a bit more. Angle itself and keep moving forward. And just go ahead and keyframe that. And then you can see the animation. Doesn't mean anything, but if this was a real production, add some story into it. Now, of course, we can do the awesome... we will change the kind of curve on this to cubic user, perhaps. Whatever looks the best. I like cubic user a lot for this, because it kind of like speeds up and then slows down, speeds up, slows down. That's art right there. And then we will turn this into 24 FPS just for the film look. Yeah, I really like that animation. I think it looks pretty good. Now, the next thing we do is save this first. And then we click render this movie. Now, this directory itself is not a very good place, so I would recommend just like putting it into a new folder, maybe on your desktop or whatever you want it. I'm gonna call these frames, and I'm gonna save them inside there, because you'll see in just a minute. Resolution 4K. We need the highest thing there is. We do not want a video sequence. It will not be the best quality it can be. In fact, we want it in an EXR format. Then that is good. All right, you ready? Do it with me. 3, 2, 1. Psych! You just did it. I'm kidding. And yeah, save everything. And with the magic of lumen, it will begin rendering. Now, keep in mind the first few frames are going to be really weird, but we are going to remove them in a video editing software. My personally preferred one is DaVinci Resolve. Completely free. Get it. As you can see, it's going through every frame and rendering it out. Lens flares are coming in. That's good. Good sign. And we're done. Quick and easy. Thanks to Unreal. So let's just go on ahead and check it out. So if we were to open the desktop, yep, starting from frame 0 all the way to frame 119. All right, then what we can do is we can go into DaVinci Resolve. It takes a second to boot, just like Unreal. Here we are. New project. I'm just going to call this UE 5.3 Mountain Tutorial. Create. I'm going to skip that new version because I'm in the middle of recording a video and I do not want to spend the rest of this video staring at a download screen. Okay, then go to this this tab right here, and all you have to do is just drag in your clips. Unable to find media. Well, it worked, so. And then we just, bam, drag it in there. Bring it into our timeline. It will create a new timeline. And what we're going to do is we're going to find the first frame where it does that weird thing. Unless you want like a cool transition, then that's perfect. I guess we could go for something like that. And look at that. Now you might notice that this looks so different from my Unreal Engine one. That's because it is. Since we exported an EXR, it changes the colors of everything. But using EXR, you can actually get more customizability. So we can add some more contrast to the scene, make the lighting look better. I do not like those changes. So how is making everything a bit brighter? And again, it's all about personal preference. What do you like? What do you not like? And see, I just realized I do not like this. This weird transition thingy. Look at that! And all of these colors can be adjusted. So I find mine a bit too warm. So we're gonna add some blue to it. I hope it's blue. I'm colorblind, so. And it looks very fantasy right now. We are in a brand new world. Now that is not the look I am going for, so just tweak it to whatever you were hoping for. Now keep in mind, this definitely does not look like what you were originally planning, does it? Because it will never. No matter how hard you try, your plans will change. It will not look the same ever. And that's I know it might seem frustrating, but that's part of the fun. All right, so let's check it out. Looks pretty good, pretty good. I like it. I like it a lot. Now, of course, there's a lot more we can add to this. We can add more color corrections, but I wanted to keep this tutorial mainly to Unreal Engine, not much into DaVinci Resolve. If you do want a tutorial on color grading, just post in the comments and I'll do it. And there's another thing we can add, and I guess I will add it, is we can add a title. I like text plus, because there's a lot that we can do with it. First, we're going to fade it in. And we are going to do, give me a name. Okay, I can't hear you through the camera. Let's say mountain. Again, where's my typing? Mountain scene. Just to keep things basic right now, but don't worry. mountain sea. Oh yeah. Oh, that was a weird transition right there. Bam. All right, so that looks pretty good. And all you have to do is just um, hit the export tab, add a location that you want, name, whatever for now. Actually, I like keeping things organized. Let's do UE5, just for now. MP4, we want 4K because 4K is the good stuff. Yes, add. And in fact, we actually should go ahead and change the timeline resolution, which is based on the project resolution. Here we go. There we go. Now it should be displaying in 4K. And go ahead and hit render. Now with the length of our video, it should not take that long, but by the end, it would look like this. It's beautiful. Guys, now I hope you liked that tutorial where we made this video that I have on my desktop right here using Unreal Engine 5.3. I hope you learned something about Unreal Engine if you're new to it, and I hope you came up and had a new and really awesome final product for this mountain scene. If it's not a mountain scene, totally fine. It's whatever your creativity and imagination had led you to. And whatever it is, I know it's great. Don't forget to keep creating. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, any video requests, comments below. And I'll see you in the next video.